All right, Gen X crew. Yep, you mentioned Knight Rider, and boom, the room lights up with folks yapping about Kit like it's their long-lost prom date, all swoony over a talking car. Drop the A-Team, and suddenly everyone's humming that iconic theme. Dun 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 dun. Like Pavlov's dogs conditioned for pure 80s nostalgia. Those big dogs keep getting rebooted, popping up like zombies in a rerun apocalypse, refusing to stay buried. But here's the real deal. The underground truth we latchkey kids lived. There's a hidden vault of 80s TV show nobody outside our Gen X posse even knows existed. These weren't the flashy hits. They were our after-school lifelines, our Saturday morning sacred rituals, the low-budget, high-weirdness nuggets we caught while mom and dad were clocking overtime, leaving us to fend for ourselves with a Capri Sun and a tube TV. We're talking shows made for us tweens and teens, born in the 60s and 70s, parked way too close to the screen, probably frying our eyeballs just to watch every glitchy second. If you weren't a latchkey kid in the 80s, you'd swear these shows were figments of our imagination. Boomers were too busy with disco. Zoomers weren't even a twinkle, but us Gen X misfits, we've got them locked in our brains. A time capsule nobody else can crack, buried deep under our shag carpet memories. Today, we're busting into that vault, shoving past the Miami Vice noise to resurrect the lost 80s shows only we get, the quirky, forgotten gems that defined our childhoods. So grab your BMX, settle into your beanbag chair, and let's dive in. If you're subscribed, welcome back to the Shag Carpet Party. Newbies, it's about time you rolled up. Hit like, smash subscribe, ring that bell, because I got a treasure trove of nostalgia where this came from. Oh, and fair warning, I've unearthed so many of these buried treasures, we might need a whole series if you're vibing with this. Let's roll, Latchkey Legends. First up, Small Wonder, running from 1985 to 1989 in syndication land. A show so bizarre it feels like a fever dream we all shared. Picture Ted Lawson, this robotics nerd with a mullet and a lab coat, who builds a robot girl named Vicky, Voice Input Child Identikit, or VICI, because why not make it sound like a sci-fi manual? And passes her off as his adopted daughter to keep the neighbors from freaking out. Vicky's got super strength, insane speed, an AC outlet hidden under her arm, and a back panel you could pop open like a walking Commodore 64. The Lawsons, Ted, his wife Joan, and their son Jamie spend every episode dodging nosy neighbors like Harriet Brindle, the nosy brat next door with a perm and a grudge, while Vicky stumbles through life lessons in her monotone robot voice, cracking us up with lines like, "I am fully functional," way before Star Trek stole that vibe. I'd plop down after school, mesmerized by this red and white dressed android fumbling through life, her blank stare, a perfect mirror to our own awkward latchkey days, wondering if she'd ever figure out why humans cry or why we loved her so much. But by season 3, they aged her up, swapped her puffy dress for modern 80s clothes, and had her eating food to cool her circuits, because Tiffany Brissett, the actress playing Vicky, wasn't staying 10 forever, and producers panicked. It wasn't a massive hit, but Gen X kids worldwide devoured it, dubbed in a dozen languages, burned into our brains, and still weirdly iconic, like a glitchy piece of our childhood we can't let go. If you see it on some worst shows ever list, it's probably a boomer or a zoomer who never sat through an episode. We loved its offbeat robotic charm, the perfect antidote to our lonely afternoons. Those quiet hours after school filled with robot giggles and latchkey dreams. Next, Hey Dude, Nickelodeon's wild western teen soap. Airing from 1989 to 1991, stretching across 65 episodes over 5 seasons. Our after-school cowboy escape. Ben Ernst, this New York accountant with a briefcase and a midlife crisis, buys the Bar None Dude Ranch after his divorce, dragging his son Buddy, who's ticked he can't grind a skateboard on desert sand, and hires 4 teen ranch hands: Ted, Brad, Danny, and Melody. It's a total culture clash. Rich girl Brad, with her preppy ponytail and attitude, clashes hard with slacker Ted, whose scruffy hair and laid-back vibe had my 13-year-old heart pounding. Straight out of our latchkey playbook. All spats, scrunchies, and sunburns. Shot near Tucson, Arizona, they built a fake ranch a mile from the real Tanca Verde Ranch. Still standing today. Visitable. A dusty time capsule we'd kill to visit. Its wooden fences and saguaro cacti etched in our minds. David Lasher, later Vinny on Blossom, and Kristen Taylor, yep, Marsha Brady herself, were our stars. Their chemistry sparking through every episode. And now they're hosting a 90s nostalgia podcast. Check it, it's pure gold. Dripping with Gen X vibes. Full of ranch hand stories we lived. Only us Gen Xers caught this cowboy chaos after school, dodging homework, sneaking snacks, and loving every dusty, dramatic minute. Those long afternoons we spent dreaming of desert adventures, while the rest of the world missed out on our ranch hand rituals, lost to time outside our crew. Ever hear of The Phoenix? Didn't think so. It's 1982. 5 measly episodes on NBC, a sci-fi oddity so obscure it's like it never happened, unless you're one of us. An ancient alien warrior named Bennu, looking human but packing psychic powers and a glowing amulet, wakes up in modern 80's times, dodging government goons in suits and shades who want to dissect him. It's like E.T. crashing into The Fugitive, but with mullets and synth music. And it flopped harder than our allowance disappearing on arcade games, fading from screens after just 5 weeks. Gen X sci-fi nerds like me soaked it up on late-night reruns. Our secret obsession hidden behind closed curtains while mom and dad thought we were asleep. Dreaming of alien battles in our suburban basements. Short, strange, and totally our jam, it vanished faster than a rented VHS, leaving only our memories. No one else got it, but we did. Clutching our Atari joysticks, imagining Bennu's amulet glowing in the dark, our hidden sci-fi treasure buried deep in our latchkey hearts. Double Trouble, 1984 to 1985, 27 episodes on NBC. Twin sisters Kate and Allison causing chaos in Des Moines, Iowa. A show so quintessentially 80s it hurts, with leg warmers and teased perms galore. One's wild, rocking a rebellious streak and a neon wardrobe. The other's sweet, with pigtails and a shy smile. And their antics were peak Gen X girl power. Think Parent Trap pumped with 80s flair, big hair, and bubblegum pop soundtracks. All sibling rivalry and scrappy spirit. Barely lasted a season, but we'd race home after school to catch it, dodging homework, giggling at their twin trouble, and feeling every awkward, scrappy moment like it was our own life. Those lonely afternoons we filled with sisterly dreams. Forgotten now, unless you were us, glued to the tube, dreaming of sisterly mischief, our secret sisterhood nobody else remembers, lost in the shuffle or bigger hits, a quiet gem we cherished in our latchkey hearts. Voyagers, 1982 to 1983. 20 episodes of time travel madness on NBC. Our ultimate latchkey escape. A show that mixed history, sci-fi, and 80s cheese. Phineas Bogg, this rogue time traveler with a velvet jacket and a roguish grin, yanks history whiz kid Jeffrey into wild adventures, armed with a pocket watch called Omni that flashes red for messed up timelines and green when history's fixed, a gadget we'd kill to own. Bogg's a ladies' man, muttering, "Smart kids give me a pain," when Jeffrey outsmarts him. A classic 80s tug-of-war we live for. All mullets, mischief, and mismatched eras. Dodging dinosaurs 1 minute, saving Lincoln the next. It ended with a cheesy library plug. Take a voyage to your public library. Total 80s edutainment we devoured. Our after-school obsession. Those quiet hours we spent rewinding VHS tapes. We'd rewind our VHS tapes to death over this one, our hidden gem, etched deep in our Gen X souls. A cult classic nobody else latched onto but us, lost to time outside our crew. The Edison Twins, 1984 to 1986, 78 episodes on Disney Channel. Canadian siblings Tom and Annie solving mysteries with science gadgets. A show so nerdy it was our perfect after-school fix. Straight out of our latchkey labs. Low budget, with grainy visuals and clunky props like homemade telescopes and fizzy potions, it was nerdy fun for Gen Xers sneaking cable. tinkering with our makeshift inventions like walkie-talkies and bottle rocket launchers, dreaming of scientific glory. Obscure now, but we were hooked, loving their brainy antics. Tom's logic puzzles, Annie's gadget hacks, a quiet hit in our latchkey lives. Those long afternoons we spent solving mysteries with our chemistry sets. Forgotten by all of us, clutching our chemistry sets and dreaming of being junior Einsteins, our secret science squad, buried deep in our Gen X memories, a hidden treasure nobody else recalls. Punky Brewster, 1984 to 1988, 88 episodes across NBC and syndication. Orphan girl Penelope Punky Brewster, abandoned by her mother at a Chicago shopping center, found a home with Henry Warnemont, a gruff, widowed photographer becoming the scrappy icon we adored. All big hair, mismatched outfits, and spunky attitude. Her signature 80s style, towering pigtails, rainbow socks, oversized jackets, and neon leggings, was our Gen X spirit animal, embodying scrappy resilience, mismatched thrift store charm, and latchkey grit. Those quiet afternoons we spent cheering her on, dreaming of her courage in our empty living rooms. Overshadowed by bigger hits like The Cosby Show, which dominated NBC's Sunday nights and drew massive audiences, Punky Brewster struggled in ratings, but we'd tune in religiously, captivated by our foster family fights. Punky battling bullies with sass, Henry's gruff love softening into paternal care, only to see it canceled too soon in '88, leaving us heartbroken but inspired by her big-hearted defiance. The show even inspired an animated spin-off. It's Punky Brewster, airing on NBC from 1985 to 1986, where Punky and her friends embarked on magical, whimsical adventures, a secret cartoon treasure we caught after school, adding to her legend. We carried her heart, a quiet rebellion we kept close, unknown to anyone outside our crew. Our punk rock princess, a latchkey legend lost to time, etched in our memories forever, a symbol of our 80s resilience amid the noise of bigger shows. Square Pegs, 1982 to 1983, CBS, 20 episodes. Patty Green and Lauren Hutchinson, high school misfits at Weemawee High, chasing the elusive cool of the popular crowd in a world that didn't understand their awkward charm. Our underground anthem, pure 80s teen angst and latchkey resilience. Muffy B. Tepperman's iconic "It Behooves Me" pep talks were pure gold. Jamie Gertz's chipper chaos as the peppy cheerleader with her oversized glasses, towering 80s hair, and relentless optimism had us in stitches. Those peppy, over-the-top moments we lived for after school, dreaming of fitting in amid our empty homes. Critics adored its John Hughes-inspired vibe, praising its honest take on teenage woes with an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it tanked in ratings after one season, overshadowed by ABC's That's Incredible. Yet, Gen Xers never let it go, cherishing every awkward hallway scene, every misfit manifesto, those whispered conversations we'd share in lockers, feeling seen by Patty and Lauren's struggles. The show even featured guest appearances by the new wave band Devo in the A Child's Christmas in Weemawee episode, performing That's Good, adding a quirky counterculture edge that hooked us latchkey kids tuning in, a secret cultural touchstone we adored. Lost to time outside our crew, Square Pegs became a cult classic we whispered about in hushed tones, buried deep in our Gen X hearts. A hidden gem nobody else remembers, etched in our memories as our misfit masterpiece. Kids Incorporated, 1983 to 1994, spanning syndication and the Disney Channel. Tween band drama unfolded at the Place, a funky club with a neon sign reading Palace but missing the A. Our pop anthem hideout where we dreamed of joining the stage, strutting in our mismatched 80s gear. Martica as Gloria, Mario Lopez as Kid, and Stacey Ferguson, Fergie as Renee, future stars belting out bubblegum hits like Holiday Road and Dancing in the Street. With wild fantasy plots like runaway princesses, alien invasions, and time travel escapades, we sang along after school, glued to the quirky weirdness. Their catchy 80s synth-pop tunes stuck in our heads like sticky melodies we hummed in hallways, echoing through our latchkey afternoons. Starting as a quiet hit in syndication from 1984 to 1985, it found a home on Disney Channel from 1986 to 1984. Becoming a modest success, but now forgotten outside our circle. Yet we rocked out our secret stage, unnoticed by anyone else, those lonely hours we spent dancing in front of the TV, imagining ourselves under the spotlight. The show even released 4 music albums during its early syndication years, produced by K-Tel Records, featuring the cast's hit that we bought on vinyl or cassette at local stores after school. Collectible treasures we buried in our rooms. A pop legacy only we cherished. Buried deep in our Gen X souls, Kids Incorporated remains a pop treasure nobody else recalls. Our hidden band dream etched in our memories forever. Misfits of Science, 1985 to 1986. 16 episodes on NBC. Our sci-fi misfit crew, led by Dr. Billy Hayes, a scientist with electric powers that let him throw lightning bolts and run at superhuman speeds, joined by Johnny Bukowski, a 7'7" strongman, Elvin L. Lincoln, a teenage genius with a shrink ray device, and Jane Miller, a telekinetic woman fighting crime from the Humanidyne Institute, a secret lab hidden under flickering neon lights and 80s glow. Low budget and delightfully quirky with synth-heavy scores, zany zaps, and campy effects, it was our after-school sci-fi fix. All neon jackets, voluminous 80s hair, and glowing gadgets. Those wild, electrifying moments we lived for, dreaming of powers in our empty living room. Canceled too soon after 1 season due to low ratings, it's etched deep in our Gen X hearts. A cult classic we whispered about in basements, swapping stories of its weirdo energy. The show even featured a memorable crossover episode with the A-Team in January 1986, where Dr. Billy and his squad teamed up with Hannibal, Face, Murdoch, and B.A. to stop a villain, blending sci-fi quirks with 80s action. A rare treat for us latchkey kids flipping channels after school. A secret thrill nobody else remembers. Forgotten now outside our circle, we loved its offbeat charm. Our secret superhero squad, buried deep in our latchkey memories. A hidden gem nobody else recalls, glowing in our nostalgia forever. The New Monkees, 1987, 13 episodes in syndication, the Monkees reboot nobody talks about. 4 guys, Jared Chandler, Larry Gelman, Dino Kovas, and Marty Ross, rocking out with teen antics, music-driven madness, and shaggy, feathered 80s hair. A pop revival we couldn't resist, echoing the original Monkees' playful chorus. It was all bell-bottoms, tambourines, neon vests, and platform shoes. Their vibrant outfits and goofy charm pulling us into their world after school. A nostalgic nod to the 60s band's vibe, but with a loud 80s twist we adored. It flopped hard. Buried under the original Monkees' towering legacy, struggling in ratings and canceled after just 13 episodes. But Gen X kids caught it in those quiet latchkey afternoons, singing along to their catchy tunes like What I Want. The jangly pop hooks sticking with us like bubblegum on our sneakers. Little known fact, What I Want was co-written by Michael Nesmith of the original Monkees, a secret nod to the legacy that only diehard fans like us caught. A whispered connection we cherished. It was like our secret band dream. Those afternoons we spent air guitaring in front of the TV, dreaming of stadium stages, banging on imaginary tambourines in our empty living rooms. The show even filmed its music videos and some episodes at the iconic Charlie Chaplin Studios in Hollywood, a historic location that lent a touch of old-school glamour to their 80s pop antics. A secret thrill for us latchkey kids imagining the magic behind the scenes while flipping channels after school. Obscure now, forgotten outside our crew, but we rocked it. Our forgotten pop idols, lost in the the 80s shuffle, a hidden gem we cherished in our latchkey hearts. Though we'd hum their hooks in basements, a whispered piece of shared TV history, buried deep in our Gen X souls, a treasure nobody else remembers. Just the 10 of us, 1988 to 1990. 47 episodes on ABC. A Growing Pains spin-off about Coach Graham Lubbock, a Catholic gym teacher, moving his 8 kids, Wendy, Connie, Cindy, Graham Jr., JT, Marie, Sherry, and Elizabeth from Long Island to Eureka, California, where Catholic school hijinks, teen hormones, and sibling rivalries collide in a crowded house of chaos, all set against the backdrop of 80s perms, leg warmers, neon decor, and oversized sweatshirts. It's our latchkey soap opera, full of crowded diners, sibling spats, and those awkward family moments we envied and laughed at after school, capturing the messy, vibrant energy of our own lives. Those quiet evenings we spent rooting for the Lubbocks through their everyday struggles, like balancing school plays, first crushes, and budget-tight dinners, all while navigating the era's big hair and bold fashion. The show gave us the Lubbock Sisters Band, the Lubbock Babes, Wendy, Connie, and Cindy, jamming out with synth-pop tunes like Baby Baby that echoed our dreams of rock stardom, strutting around in leg warmers and dreaming of stage lights in our empty living rooms. And Coach's well-meaning but overwhelmed parenting, juggling 8 kids with a mix of gruff love and 80s dad cluelessness, mirrored our own parents' struggles to keep up with us Gen Xers, their attempt to tame our latchkey wildness with budget dinners and heartfelt lectures. Canceled after 2 seasons in May 1990 due to declining ratings and production disputes with Miller Boyett, it was cut short, but we kept it alive in our heads, our secret family chaos. The show even featured a memorable guest appearance by David Leisure, known for Empty Nest, as a quirky neighbor in the Good Family episode, adding a humorous 80s sitcom crossover appeal that delighted us latchkey kids flipping channels after school. Forgotten now, but we loved its messy, relatable vibe buried deep in our Gen X memories. A hidden treasure nobody else recalls, lost to time outside of our crew, though occasionally resurfacing in those late-night conversations when we trade references only we understand. A secret handshake of shared television history, a nostalgic echo of our latchkey afternoons. Woo! 12 shows, 12 blasts from our Gen X past. I've had a blast digging these up. Hope you're feeling the Capri Sun buzz too, latchkey legends, rocking your Walkmans in nostalgia heaven. Ready for more shag carpet secrets? Hit the comments. Did I nail your forgotten faves or miss one that's still haunting your TV dreams? Tell me I'm wrong. I dare you. If this nostalgia trips your jam, smash like, subscribe, ring that bell. I got more 80s vault goodies coming. A whole vault of shag carpet secrets waiting to be unearthed. See you next time. Keep rocking that Walkman, Gen X crew, and never forget those latchkey afternoons.